Hey there, guys. So yesterday, the JP server announced NeoVisions Plus for their 8th anniversary. I put out a video very briefly discussing that, speculating, etc. You know, we don't really have much information about NeoVisions Plus yet. But in that video, I did mention that I would continue to cover and go over the other big news from the JP's 8th anniversary as we lead up to it. It's going to be starting around the beginning of October. But we've got a little bit of more information I'm going to cover in this video. They've got a trailer for the event, for some new characters, some new information, etc. We're going to watch this in this video. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to briefly apologize for the sort of clickbaity title of this video. Now, I almost never do clickbait titles, and the intention wasn't to be a clickbait title. It's just like, when I saw this, the joke just made itself, and I had to make the joke about a whale fight. But as you can see, it's going to be a literal whale fight for the JP 8th anniversary. So we're going to watch the entire trailer uninterrupted. I'm not going to talk during it. It's about a minute and a half long. Then we're going to rewatch the trailer as I discuss it individually in parts, give you translations, etc. So let's watch the trailer from start to finish, and I'll explain the trailer after that. Here we go.
消えず醜き命
復讐の時だ。
世界の根源を司るクリスタル、ルートクリスタル。ルートクリスタルがその輝きを失うとき、世界は終焉を迎え、混沌へと帰る。破滅の幻獣ビスマルクによって
消える。俺たちの守ってきたラピスが力を借りるぜ、リヴァイアさん。真の加護よ、この剣に宿れ。お前を倒し、時空に存在する全ての世界を守ってみせる。
会いたかったわ、パパ。
Okay, so that was the trailer. Let's real quick. We're going to go ahead and watch the whole thing again. But anyway, so Bismarck seems to be the big thing of the 8th anniversary. It's very water themed for the anniversary. I'll talk more about that in a second. But pretty cool, pretty cool. And by the way, if you want to see this trailer in like full screen, etc., I'll put a link in the comments to the actual official trailer video. That way you can full screen the entire trailer on its own. But yeah, so let's go ahead and go over the anniversary trailer again, step by step. So in the beginning, they just give you some previous anniversaries. You know, 2 years ago, the anniversary was Dark Reign and his whole storyline of Knights of Grandchild, etc. There you go. And then last year for JP's anniversary, you know, these are JP anniversaries. Global anniversaries don't line up properly. But for the JP anniversary, it was the Dark Lineage event with Deoxys, Flaring Rain, etc. And they're just going over that. And then this year, we're getting this stuff. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to go ahead and translate everything for you. Now, keep in mind, the translations are mostly just like, you know, machine translated, so there may be some nuances that are different. I also asked some JP speakers to help me out with some of the more confusing translations. And anyway, this one's pretty basic. It just says a new story is beginning. So, you know, they showed you the previous anniversaries. This is a new anniversary story. And here we go. Very, very water themed, the whole anniversary. We'll talk more about that in a second when we get in there. 8th anniversary story, you know, some of this is in English. And we'll skip a little bit till we see Bismarck and Leviathan. Okay, So right here, it says on the left side right here, again, this is a rough translation, but basically either illusion or like Eidolon of ruin or destruction. So Bismarck is basically the Esper of ruin or the Esper of destruction versus the Phantom Water God, which is another way to say Leviathan. You know, Leviathan is the water god in the Brave Exvius universe or the Final Fantasy universe in general. So Bismarck is going to be fighting against Leviathan. And as we know from the Brave Exvius lore at least, Leviathan, actually pretty much all the Final Fantasies, Leviathan has always been like a protector of the good guys. In Final Fantasy IV, remember he's the one that saved Iridia, and he's like against all the monsters, stuff like that. And basically, you know, Final Fantasy VI, etc., all the Final Fantasies, Leviathan is usually a good guy. Lord of the Seas, even though he can sometimes be, violent. But even in Brave Exvius, you know, the Water Priestess Luca, Nicole, and all that, Leviathan, in the beginning was corrupted, but then they fixed him, and he became on our side. And then Bismarck, I'm not entirely familiar with the whole history of Bismarck. I do know in Final Fantasy VI he was an Esper, but there was no lore about him. He was just there. Bismarck. Now this is my personal assumption. Sin in Final Fantasy X very much seems like a version of Bismarck. This is not official, but Sin in Final Fantasy X is literally like a giant destructive whale that lives in the water. I mean, that is so Bismarcky, but he's not called Bismarck, he's called Sin. But it feels like Sin in Final Fantasy X was very heavily themed after Bismarck as kind of like an Esper of destruction. And then supposedly he's in Final Fantasy 11 and 14 as well, and 15 and 13. I didn't play any of... Well, I played the MMOs, but I didn't do the Bismarck raid. But I didn't play 13 or 15. Apparently he's in there as well. But anyway, Bismarck has been around in Final Fantasy various games before. So we're fighting Bismarck with Leviathan helping us fight him. So, Illusion of Ruin and then Phantom Water God. Okay, so this translation was a little rough to do. This one I had to actually call in a friend, thanks to Star Ultros for helping me out figure this one out. So basically, the summation of what this line is saying is this is going to be the biggest war in history. So history's biggest conflict, etc. Like the world has never seen a fight of this scale. That's the general idea of this line. It's... For those of you that are watching America's Got Talent, you know, the judges always say every single episode, this is the best episode we've ever had. So, of course, it's always the biggest until the next time when it's the biggest again. So the next event will be, that'll be the new biggest war. So the biggest war is always whatever the current war is. It's always the biggest. But here we go. As they're saying, this is the biggest war in history until next week, which that will be the new biggest war in history. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, it's just your typical, storyline stuff. Okay, so this one, again, is a little hard to translate directly into English, but what it seems to be, correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, anyone that is more fluent in Japanese, it's basically like duty departed, meaning like you're abandoning your duty. I don't know. So maybe Leviathan is supposed to be, this is total speculation here, maybe Leviathan's supposed to always be like the protector, maybe he's going to abandon his duty. I don't know. It very roughly translates to duty departed. So you're, abandoning your duty. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong about this one. Here we go. So this one is, and the end of the world will come. So basically, another just dramatic tension moment. So the combat against Bismarck is going to bring the end of the world, according to this. Yeah, so this literally translates, and the end of the world will come. Okay, so here we go. So here we get some new characters introduced. Now, maybe this is supposed to be Roos and Nelica. I don't really know. I don't think this is Roos and Nelica. It does not look... They look similar to Roos and Nelica. But here's Rain right here. So it can't be like Roos and Nelica in the past, because they're definitely younger than Roos and Nelica. So I'm gonna assume here these are new characters, but as you can see right here, here is Bismarck in game, Rain. I'm pretty sure this is Laswell turned around. This down here is Luca. These seem to be the new characters. I don't think it's Rus and Nelica, but I could be very wrong. Maybe it is Rus and Nelica, and they time traveled or something. Like, why are they so young looking if Rain is right here? You get what I'm saying? So either it's new characters or there's some kind of time travel going on, because there's no way they're this young looking with Rain, because Rain met them when they're like, I don't know, late 30s. I have no idea their actual age. Anyway, as far as the translation right here, it just says, what a huge power. You know, typical, oh no, he's very strong. And here's Leviathan, I'm pretty sure, right here. And as far as these characters, these three, I don't know. I'm guessing they're new characters or they're just not recognizable from the back. Anyway. Okay, so this one is, again, one of those words that isn't directly translating into English. So it's something who fights against destruction. The auto-translate is giving me Rishi, who fight against destruction. I assume Rishi probably means like visions or something. I don't know, but something, some kind of person or people that fight against destruction. That is what this says. And then here, now here, right here, this makes me think it is Rus and Nelica on those little new character things. But I don't understand how it could possibly be Rus and Nelica if they're so young looking in that screenshot, because they met Rain at the current time, and they're definitely older looking in the current time. Here's some more screenshots. You know, this is, I'm guessing, a new character. Can't tell what this is. Ifrit is apparently joining the fight. So I guess all the Espers are coming to fight against Bismarck, because here's Ifrit. I don't know who this is over here. Apparently it killed the whole party. Big sad face. Hopefully you brought some Phoenix Downs. Yeah, so anyway. Rus and Nelica, but they look so young in that picture. I don't know. Okay, so this one just says attacking the Phantom Beast of Ruin. In other words, Bismarck. So attacking Bismarck is the base of what this says. Another picture of Bismarck. Okay, this says Phantom Beast Bismarck. Basically, the official introduction of Bismarck. 99% sure he's going to be an Esper in game for us to unlock. Not confirmed, but I'm guessing, like, you don't do all this build-up for Bismarck and not put him in the game. He's going to have to be an Esper. But anyway, Phantom Beast Bismarck is what this says. There's Leviathan. Okay, this one says, the world is on the verge of destruction. Yet again, just more dramatic tension, you know, oh, it's a big deal, etc., etc. This one is, people will think of miracles. And again, this is roughly translated. It may slightly be different dialect, but basically, people may think of miracles. In other words, you know, this big war is coming. It's going to destroy the world. Nothing can save us. We need a miracle to save us. And, of course, Rain and Leviathan will find a way to save the day, as always. But, yeah, basically, the people need to think of a miracle is the rough translation here. And this right here is just the title of the event, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, The Phantom Beast of Ruin. So that is going to be the title of the event for the 8th anniversary. And right here, it's coming on the 26th of Tuesday. Now, Japan is basically a day ahead of the United States, depending on where you are. You know, if you're in Europe, it's different, etc. But for the United States, Japan is, you know, a day ahead of us. So for myself, this event begins tomorrow. If you're in, I guess, the eastern part of the world, then it begins for you on Tuesday, etc. But right here, the translation at the bottom just says, the Phantom Sea battle is opening on September 26th.
Papa.
And there it is. That is the whole trailer. Very interesting. You know, not any kind of, like, gameplay information given during this, but it does show either new... We're going to pop back over here again real quick. Where was it? Right here. Like this. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, because I mean it has to be Rus and Nelica, but they look so young as opposed to the official artwork for season 4. Like if you go to the Brave Exvius official website and you can see the official artwork for Rus and Nelica, they definitely look older than they look right here. So it can't be them unless we've got some kind of weird time travel going on, because Rain is with them. So I don't know. Let me know in your comments. Of course, we're going to know for certain tomorrow when the story event comes out, and then we can know exactly what's going on. But I don't know. Also, I will mention the anniversary has so far been heavily water-themed. Obviously because of Bismarck, but also there's a bunch of special missions on JP to like go and rerun old trials with a full water category team. There's special missions for premium Tifa's fragments to get for free, which kind of hints towards premium Tifa once again being the like quote-unquote free version of the Neovisions Plus, kind of like old Tifa was the Neovisions Awakened freebie. It seems like premium Tifa is going to be the freebie for Neovisions Plus. So you're going to either upgrade Tifa into like Neovisions Awakened Plus, or it's not going to be a new rarity, or, you know, more information soon. I just wanted to quickly go over the minute-and-a-half trailer, which took 16 minutes to talk about. And again, apologies for the clickbait title. I had to do it. I had to make a joke about a whale fight. But anyway, see you in a bit.